On September 12, UFO enthusiast Jamie Mawson presented what he claimed to be evidence of alien life to the Congress of Mexico. The bodies appear ancient and share characteristics with humans: 2 eyes, a mouth, 2 arms, 2 legs. Mawson claims they were found around 2017 in Peru, near the pre-Columbian Nazca lines. He says he can prove they are unlike anything known on Earth. On social media and in a hearing, he shared scientific analysis and study results he argues proves the bodies are about 1,000 years old and not related to any known earthly species. One of them, described by Mawson as a female, was discovered to have eggs inside, he said. It is the most important thing that has happened to humanity, Mawson, 70, said of his crusade to bring awareness to the findings, sitting in his office that is heavily decorated with colorful alien-themed artwork and paraphernalia. Elsa Tomasto-Callejero, a respected Peruvian bioanthropologist, is frustrated such claims are still being given publicity, citing similar alleged finds that were found to be frauds. What we said before still stands. They are presenting the same rehash as always, and if there are people that keep believing that, what can we do? She said by phone. It is so crass and so simple that there is nothing more to add. Previous such finds have been dismissed by the scientific community as mutilated mummies of pre-Hispanic children, sometimes combined with bits of animal parts. David Spergel, former head of Princeton University's Astrophysics Department and chair of a NASA report into unidentified anomalous phenomena, said on Thursday that such samples should be made available for testing by the world's scientific community. José de Jesus Zales Benitez, director of the Health Sciences Research Institute of the Secretary of the Navy, participated in the congressional hearing, bolstering Mawson's claims. Now joining him at his office, he calmly explained his interpretation of the science. Based on the DNA tests, which were compared with more than 1 million species, they are not related to what is known or described up to this moment by science or by human knowledge, he said. Julieta Fierro, the scientist at Mexico's National Autonomous University's UNAM Institute of Astronomy who reviewed Mawson's test results for Reuters, sees far less mystery in the data. She said that the presence of carbon-14 in studies done by UNAM proves that the samples were related to brain and skin tissues from different mummies who died at different times. The proportion of the radioactive carbon-14 isotope that is absorbed by living organisms into their tissue decays over time, which allows scientists to determine the approximate year of death of the specimen. On other planets, the amount of carbon-14 in their atmospheres would not necessarily be the same as on Earth, she said. All in all, the results do not show anything mysterious that could indicate life compounds that do not exist on Earth, Fierro said. This reminds me of the once popular crystal skull mystery years ago. Many crystal skulls are claimed to be pre-Columbian, usually attributed to the Aztec or Maya civilizations. Mesoamerican art has numerous representations of skulls, but none of the skulls in museum collections come from documented excavations. Research carried out on several crystal skulls at the British Museum in 1967, 1996, and 2004 shows that the indented lines marking the teeth were carved using jewelers' rotary tools developed in the 19th century, making a pre-Columbian origin untenable. The type of crystal was determined by examination of chloride inclusions. It is only found in Madagascar and Brazil, and thus unobtainable or unknown within pre-Columbian Mesoamerica. The study concluded that the skulls were crafted in the 19th century in Germany, quite likely at workshops in the town of Idar-Oberstein, which was renowned for crafting objects made from imported Brazilian quartz in the late 19th century. In 1992, the Smithsonian Institution investigated a crystal skull provided by an anonymous source. The source claimed to have purchased it in Mexico City in 1960, and that it was of Aztec origin. The investigation concluded that this skull also was made recently. According to the Smithsonian, Boban acquired his crystal skulls from sources in Germany, aligning with conclusions made by the British Museum.